Well, here we are. I was talking to myself for a little bit before I realized I didn't click the go live. I just wanted to give you an update. Uh, Puppy news. I know dogs and cats, or cats, whatever. My husband suggested maybe we should get a cat. And all I could envision was his cat, scratching me, and I would invariably be full of cuts all over the place. I don't know. I probably would be able to get used to a cat at some point in time, but I don't know. I'm kind of holding out for a pup and a Sheltie, hopefully. This is a picture. It's not Mr. Mike's picture, obviously, but it was a view he could see often. It's a picture taken in late winter, and it's a picture of our large body of water that's just up behind our house, which drains into the Atlantic Ocean. Told you we had water. And it's obviously at sunset. It's beautiful. And I remember taking about 20 pictures, like just moving slowly. And my husband went, "You didn't take a panoramic shot?" And I thought, "Shut up. You're always so smart." But anyway, they were beautiful. And actually, when we put them side by side, we had them all printed off. He said, "Wow." And yeah, really. I mean, yeah, as you can see. But anyway, my favorite color is blue, sky blue. So there you go. Okay, so a little bit here and there. As you know, we lost Mikey in November. And I mean, Buddy went to 12 and a half, so there's no shame in that. And we enjoyed every last minute of that sweet thing. And when I contacted two breeders on the 16th of November, I think, or the 17th, I was able to get in touch with one breeder who stated, "Well, we have two litters, and one's due coming up on the 23rd, and the next one should be coming about the 30th of November. Contact us, and we'll tell you what's going on." But she said, "Really, I won't have any pup available for you. But how did you like your pup, and how long did you have him?" I said, "He was great. He kind of had a different personality about him until he had surgeries." "Surgeries? What surgeries?" I said, "Well, he had 5 TPLO surgeries." "Well, you never told me." And I said, "Well, you're right. I didn't tell you. I mean, we had a 9-page contract, but nowhere in that did it say you have to call every time or write every time he goes to the vet." No, but I get where she was coming from. It was a genetic, issue. And she said, "Well, we've never had any dogs with TPLO issues before." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know that." She said, "That is something we would have wanted to know about." And I said again, I didn't know. Usually breeder will tell you what kind of information they might want or not want, or whatever. And I mean, we had everything pretty much. You know, we had covered everything that she wanted, like a picture of his neutering with the tattoo showing before and after. And I'm thinking, oh God. But no, I get it. I think she was possibly ripped off in the past. That's usually where these new rules come from. Anyway, so she said, "Yeah, call me like around December the 6th." But I said, and anyway, we talked for quite some time. We went from no pups available to, "Oh my God, I'm going to put you guys at the top of the list. Like, I'm really sorry to hear about that." And I said, "Don't be. We're not. We had such a sweet guy." So, I mean, and a personality plus, blah, 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 and really pretty. I mean, sable, Sheltie, red sable. So that was the rusty color on his coat, and tan, sandy tan undercoat, and white and black. Beautiful little guy. So anyway, and I mean, it's kind of like uh, each their own. But we really do like Shelties, which is comes to the next segment of our story. So we knew we had to call her, and I called her on the 6th, and there was no answer. And I then called, like, I knew that possibly both litters were born by then because she said they would be. And then my husband called her on the 7th, and she was telling him that she had 2 pups that would be for sale. I mean, they were only little at that point. 3 weeks by that point, I think, 23rd. No, 2 weeks. Anyway, what happened was the first litter. Um, The first litter was fine, and the second litter stillborn. which is, I guess it does happen. It's more of a rarity, but it does happen with that, with, and it's not something you know about ahead of time. Could have been just an issue with giving birth. Could have been an older pup. Could have been a dog that wasn't well. Who knows? Anyway, it was she said a wash, but whatever. But then she explained it. She said no, they were stillborn. She also lost two dogs. I mean, it seems like all heck broke loose in her world, and they had to put her mother in the home. I think she was just really, like overwhelmed with everything that was going on. So I said, well, or my husband said, I was feeding him stuff to ask her, and she said, plus there's a man that we promised a male to, and he had extensive surgery before Christmas, and he's going for more surgery after Christmas. So, with that being stated, then, if he goes for surgery after Christmas, I um, he doesn't want the dog, and he doesn't think it'd be fair to a puppy to have a puppy, and he's getting over more surgery. If he doesn't want the puppy, then you can have him. And I thought, well, what happened to us being at the top of the list? Mind you, that promise was made when there were two litters coming. So with just one litter, and I mean, there was two different breeders that she would have bred her dogs with. She would have had to satisfy them with a puppy each. Usually, the breeder keeps at least one or two pups, so that left a little boy and a little girl. Who knows? We're not to call her before the 10th of January, which is our 7th week, which some pups go home at 7 weeks and some leave at 8 or whatever. It's up to the breeder and up to the maturity of the dog. Um, so we call this Friday, I guess. To me, it's a 7 week checkup. Whether or not the man is taking the pup, and I said to my husband, I don't want to be pushing so hard for a pup that we may get a pup that's not well, you know? Maybe she's saying something. She got kind of anxious with me, I found when, I mean, we went from no pups available to the top of the list. I thought, wow, there you go. But no, I didn't, I just thought it was kind of odd, I guess. But anyway, there you have it. Um, we we've been kind of like up and down. We've been rearranging things in the basement area and around the house, and I all of a sudden stopped. Like, somewhere just before New Year's, I thought, you know, give it a rest. That what I need to do, I can do in a day or two. Um, Pretty much we're dog ready, and the rest of the house is pretty much dog ready as well. But I mean, like I'm kind of like it's kind of odd. Okay, so that was that, and I was like, oh gosh, now we have to wait again from December the 7th until January the 10th. That's a whole month. Are you nuts? That's like 10 years in my world, my mind. But I thought, okay, I've got to do what I've got to do. And with that said, then I I started looking at Kijiji. I thought Kijiji is like a buy and sell website in Canada. And I looked at our local site, and there was a lot of different purebreds for sale for Christmas gifts, which I don't know, unless you're a dog owner for a long time, giving a pup as a gift for Christmas, I don't know if it's a great idea, unless the people have owned dogs before. Those dogs end up in shelters or rescues or SPCA. But that being said, there was a family just not that far from us, and they had a cross between um, border collie, um, yeah, pretty much a border collie, and the father was a mountain Pyrenees, big dogs, big puppies. Now, three of them had the mother's coloring. She was black and mottled gray and black. She's very pretty. And border collies are about 70 pounds in size. They're very smart. They're very agile. They're much more aggressive and more a herding animal even than the Shelties. Shelties were bred to herd sheep. Well, Border Collie herds sheep and cows and whatnot. They're both very good at it, but Shelties are, that's what we're known for in Scotland. And the Mountain Pyrenees, I'm not exactly sure what they're noted for, but my gosh, the father weighed a good 140 pounds, maybe, just about. He was gorgeous, though. He was cream and sandy color. So all three of the four pups were black and gray, very pretty, very cute. And then there was this one little girl who was cream and more sandy color than anything. She looked like dad's coloring. Her paw spread, which will show you if it's going to be a big dog or not, wasn't that wide. So I thought, okay, she's going to be more the size of her mom. She was very cute. She had these little baby eyes, they were holding her up, and she was almost had them closed. I thought, you know what? I'm going to call about this dog, and I'll negotiate with my husband later because he kept saying, I just want a Sheltie, nothing else. So I called and she had been spoken for. So that was that. But at the same time, my husband, this was on the 13th of December, Friday the 13th, my husband was at a Christmas staff party. And a good friend of ours that we'd known for years is a breeder. And the, he breeds pugs mainly. And he had a litter ready to go, not necessarily for Christmas gifts or anything, because they went home couple of weeks before, but he had two that he had in place. He wasn't sure about people on the list, and he was just saying to them, just wait a bit. He wanted to contact vets that they knew, or, you know, he wanted to get more information. He just didn't feel comfortable. And he said to my husband, would you like one of my dogs? I will gift you one. And my husband kind of looked at him because he just really wanted a dog, and he said, stop it. This is too, the temptation's too great. But yeah, I mean, I love a dog. However, no can do. We're really waiting for a Sheltie. And he said, maybe when I speak to your wife. Now, he was going to give this to us as a gift. And I think pugs range here from 1800 to 2200. And like I said, they're more like a lighter brown and chocolate and just a hint of black up the spine. They're very pretty. We're just not a pug family. That's all. I mean, these guys are gorgeous. We thanked him profusely. I couldn't get over it. It was kind of like he was working an angle and I was working an angle, and he said, "Well, if we had to take that other dog, we would still be getting shouted." And I think, "Oh, silly." We wouldn't have time for two, but this little girl was so cute. Oh my word! And mom was babysitting them inside the house. They were quite used to outside. And dad, though, would take over on the outside. The one he was really protective of was this little one that looked just like him. She really looked like a Daisy or a Becky or something. I don't know what. She was awfully cute. And she had a ruff of fur, like the front bib, a lot like a collie. So she had a lot of collie markings, but she had the Pyrenees head and beak, like the big head. But the paws weren't widespread. That's kind of what got me, but I didn't care anyway. Um, it was a dog, right? So then my husband got talking about a cat. Yeah, I really think we should, maybe consider a cat. And I'm thinking, oh my God. It's not, I'd like a cat for sure, but, yeah, okay, like we go start hunting for a cat that went home, and, some cats are very aloof. I think I'd lose my mind. It's like, come on, cat. I'm feeding you the best food. I've just been out fishing for 29 days, getting you the best of the best. And you wouldn't even come over and sit in my lap for a minute. What's up, cat? Well, cats are cats are very what's the word? They choose where they want to go. I think I don't have enough experience with cats. My husband has had, lots of cats as pets. He was an only child and dogs, so he said, yeah, no, dogs are much more friendly and you can get to know them and, do a lot more work with them. And cats, they determine, they make the time for you maybe, but whereas a dog, well, it's always demanding your turn kind of thing. So here we are, and it's January the 7th, and I'm acting very aloof. I said to my husband, I don't want to like pressure this breeder so hard. She did say that talk about the other man, and it kind of seemed like it would be left up in his ball court whether or not he wanted to take that male pup. But something in the back of my mind says, okay, 7 weeks, that's the 10th of January. That's when the pups would go for their last veterinary checkup before they could be, considered ready to go. All the last needles and checkups and x-rays and blood work and everything. And it's all done. So I'm thinking, maybe she's a little bit, you know, uh, concerned that she feels the need to give us a very healthy or as healthy as possible pup. So whatever the story is, I'm not concerned. If we don't get a pup now, then I know that they have, they're breeding two or three more dogs, especially where they lost the litter, and they have people waiting, but they're people that they've never sold to before. And usually you find some really good show dogs, in in your litters of pups. So they usually keep back one or two, and maybe if they don't work out so well, they usually go for in the ring at about 6 months, and if they're great, they move on and show ring, and if not, then they'll consider selling them. Um, a lady that we got our second dog from, Robbie, um, they just had a litter. Um, they're tri though. That's black and white and a bit of brown. Very pretty. They're tiny. Our Robbie was tiny. I don't think he was more than like 20, 24 pounds at biggest, whereas Mike at his biggest was 44. He's about 32, I guess, when he passed away. But yeah, so they were a tinier dog, and which mean I could carry the dog for a much longer period of time, or maybe all the time. It would be hard to say. Um, anyway, that's that. Uh, there's some days when I just find it's way too quiet. This is our first Christmas without a dog. I was trying to rent um, Laura's dogs. She kept throwing the kids in there, though. I don't know. Yeah. But it was all in good fun. It's just, it was weird. All these years, it was like a dog, ripping the paper apart. Best part of unwrapping uh, our gifts. But even my sister, oh gosh, I thought I'd arrive here and you'd have a dog. Like, from where? Like, we're really joking about borrowing. But anyway, that being said, um, it if we get a dog, there's pluses and minuses. Training a dog, and it's a polar vortex this winter, and it is very cold. And when it warms up a bit, it snows like crazy. It's not ideal for you know training a pup, and it wouldn't be easy for them training a pup right now on their end of things. So yeah, but mind you, either the little guy or we'll even consider the little girl is either meant to be or isn't. Time will tell. We do not know. And that being said, I couldn't remember if I clicked all the dots, and I was here talking for a while before I actually, um, before I realized, oh, I hadn't started it. There. Um, yeah, we kind of wondered, should we get another dog? And then I thought, "Ugh, what are we even thinking about this?" So that being said, just a little update. Removed Mikey's picture. I took all my videos down because of COPPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. I mean, I totally support COPPA, and it was kind of difficult. I found the videos were between a rock and a hard place. They weren't offensive. They were about dogs. Pets will attract children under 13, even if they're just going to the bathroom. I had to mark them as just for children, which would make my whole channel just for children. I would not be able to be found in the search engine searching on YouTube. Um, my videos wouldn't be suggested. It's not like I'm even close to monetization. I have 44 subs, so it's not something to really worry about. But if I was on that track of making videos just for children, mm-mm. So I removed them all, and yeah, even as you see now, the picture, it's in 2020. It's not of an animal, so my picture there can attract, isn't attractive to children. And even if we do have a new edition in January or whenever, um, little guest appearances somewhere in between the video, but won't be right up front. I'll do some talking and then bring my little guest in. They'll be training how-to videos and things like that. But well, Puppy only has a short attention span, so and who knows? Who knows? I'll just think about that later. A bit later. I've been up and down about do I want to stay on YouTube or do I not want to stay? Part of me does want to stay. Another part of me is like, you've got all your videos down, go. I enjoy watching some people, but I can still do that without an account even. I mean, you don't have to have an account to watch videos on YouTube. It just doesn't benefit the channel creators. I met some interesting people. I'm not going to deny that. And some interesting channel creators. So I don't know. I guess I'd like to stay around a little bit longer. I've got issues with one or two people, but for me, I usually just chew on my issues and try to let it go. We'll see about that one. Um, Let me think. Is there anything else? I don't think so. We've got a million names picked out. Go figure. But they usually name the dog, and we just shorten the version of the name anyway. They have to have that all the paperwork in where they deal with the American Kennel Club and the Canadian Kennel Club simultaneously. We know another breeder that's having a litter in. The litter's already been born, I think. So, but hers are not red sable; they're more blonde sable, which means they look more like a collie than like a Sheltie with the reddish hue to them. I don't know. Really, I don't want my husband just to be wanting a dog so bad he's taking a purple Sheltie. No offense with the color purple whatsoever. I noticed there's a lot of people wound up on YouTube. As some of the creators that are concerned about losing their channels, a lot of animal channels, breeders, people just sharing funny stories about their animals, and the like. Yeah, like, am I going to get the big fine? That's why I took the videos down. If I kept them marked for adults only, I could in fact face a fine if children could be attracted to animal videos. That's kind of like the cut. There's a young girl who does videos. I can't think of the channel name now. I was watching her this morning, and she and many other channels, it's quite a community, are into toy collecting, old toys. And she had some interesting ones behind her. But she said that she doesn't know what to do. Like, if she got a fine of 42,000, she's right now marking everything as made for adult. And actually, my videos were made for veterinarians who are adults. But it's not necessarily who they're made for, it's who they'll attract. And that's what she's saying. I know who I'm making them for, kind of like a general audience or adults. But these toys, most of the ones she reviews and talks about, are not ones that are for sale now. They're ones that were for sale like 10, 20, 30 years ago. But still, younger kids will see toys and go in and watch. And I've noticed different chats, somebody will state, I'm 12 years old. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's real. Younger kids. But I mean, it was a drama channel, and I really question why somebody that young was there when the topic was clearly it was an adult topic, and it was nothing promiscuous or anything. I just thought, whoa, how did this kid find this channel? And what do you do when a child ends up in a chat that they really shouldn't be in? I feel bad for you too because it's going to be difficult, that's for sure. But man, it'll get all straightened out, I'm sure. And until then, I'll just do made for adult only videos, and I'll go from there. So I just wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year, 2020. It's a leap year, of course. Any year that's divisible by 4 evenly without a fraction or a decimal is a leap year. So 505 is what you get when you divide 4 into 2020. Yeah, I know. I'm a complete math nerd. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not I was going to do math for younger kids, like how to teach them to multiply. Not going to do that now. May have to go to algebra, trigonometry, science, math, and advanced math, and lose even more subs. Can you get into the negative on subs? That's okay. If I do, I do, right? Hey, what can I say? All right, that's about it for now. I'll have to listen to this. The last time my video wasn't very loud, and when I checked the sound on my computer, I had the speaker down to like 32, so I put it up to 65. And if I'm screaming, I'll be like a warning. Turn your volume down when you're listening to this. Okay, folks, until next time, I'm out.